Of a 21 days meditation journey. Hope you are able to have a bit a grip on meditation and understanding on meditation. So, why we are practicing meditation and what is the posture and what kind of experiences you can expect, all those things we have learned. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask now because after meditation, what happens is everybody is in the deep state. If you have any question, if you feel that you wanted to ask and could not ask yesterday or day before yesterday, please feel free to raise your hands and ask questions. I would love to interact with you all. After all, this is interactive meditation session. So um, yes, the stage is open and you can raise your hand whenever you wanted to ask a question and we'll come back. So anybody else? Okay, so okay. If we do not have any questions, we will go into the session. Okay, Teja. Tejal is having questions. So yes, Tejal, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, Sheetan. How are you?
Good, good. How are you, Tejal?
I'm good. So I just have a question. Like yesterday, when I was meditating,
Mm-hmm.
so slowly, eventually, like Krishna, the god Krishna, like he came in front of me, and it was like I was sitting near his feet and just kind of listening to him, and the Krishna ki- kind of evolved gradually, so
Mm.
not of a sudden. So is it normal to see this while meditating? I did not kind of uh
Expect this.
purposely thought about Krishna. It just happened.
Oh,
So
wow.
I yeah, this is new for me, so just thought to ask you.
Wonderful, wonderful question, Tejal. It is a beautiful experience. That means you went beyond that state of meditation. You are able to experience the energy in the form of Krishna, right? So, why do we even imagine that Krishna will come and we don't even think, right? As I'm giving the instructions, there is no scope of thinking about particularly about Krishna, and also
Mhm.
you are seeing that he's evolving, so in our
Hmm.
imagination also we cannot think those kind of experiences.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is really wonderful. So remember the experiences what we shared yesterday, the visual phenomena, what you see, the
Hmm.
landscapes and the mountains and the colors. It includes gods, goddesses, and gurus, and they give messages, and you will see the script clearly. All these things will happen. And that's the reason I wanted to share on a second day itself that what kind of wonderful experience it is going to bring. So I'm so glad you came forward and asked this question and looking forward for more experiences listening from you, Tejal.
Thanks for answering this.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. So today we will also understand a bit more about how come we are having all these experiences, right? So can anyone guess what topic we are going to talk about today? I mean, you can put it in the chat. It is obviously, but I wanted to see like what kind of topic we are going to speak today. Okay. So, yes, this is right. Absolutely. Devi answered it correctly. Mind. We are going to learn about this side. Okay. This side. So, we are going to learn about conscious mind and subconscious mind and how our meditation is helping connect in these two cases, right? First, let us understand what is conscious mind and what is subconscious mind. So, we have two types of minds, right? So, conscious and subconscious mind. So, let me scoot a little bit. Okay. Here you go. You can see better. Okay. So conscious mind, subconscious mind. So just a second, my dear friends. Let me brighten this one a little bit more. Okay. So as you can see, conscious mind, it is that when we are doing things in when we are conscious. So active, you can also call it as active awareness, right? And you are thinking, you are noticing it, and you are deciding right or wrong. Your logical think is working, your analytical brain is working, and you are and handling about 5% of mental activities. So these are all things are happening in conscious mind. So analytical thinking, right? Oh, okay, shall we do this, shall we do that, are thinking, constantly thinking about it, all those comes under conscious mind. And conscious mind is also having that short term memory. Okay, it is up there in the surface, but not it did not go inside yet. So it is also known as short term memory, you can see, and logical thinking and critical thinking. We do this thinking in this part of the brain. So, and then there comes the subconscious mind. This is where all the drama is happening, my dear friends. All our life is dependent on subconscious mind. Okay, so uh, um, what subconscious mind contains? The mind looks like, if you see the iceberg looks very small on top, on the surface, but when you go to deep inside, it is like even way bigger than the tip of, the surface what you see on the tip. You see what you see on the surface, right? It might be little bit, but it is three times bigger inside. And scientists are comparing that subconscious mind and conscious mind with this iceberg. Okay, and subconscious mind stores all our beliefs, all our emotions, all our habits, all our values, protective reactions, long term memory, imaginations, and intuitions. How come all this get into this subconscious mind? Okay, so let's come back to this one. So, what happens is whenever we are thinking, that short term memory on top of it, right? Short term memory. For example, somebody said something to you, okay? So, immediately that will become short term memory. And when you think couple of times, two, three times, what happens is it still stays as short term memory. But if you keep on continuing thinking about that person or that event or that situation, what it is going to do, oh, okay, this considered as long term memory, let me push it down. So it will push it into subconscious mind. So once it goes to subconscious mind, my dear friends, we have to be very careful, because whenever we see that particular person and all, we are just going to receive the reaction from a reaction when we met for the first time, right? Though the person is changed or whatnot, right? But still we are going to receive the emotions, receive the impression about that person when we met that person. Or it could be beliefs too. For example, our parents will say, right, when you go into the rain, you will catch a cold. That is not true actually. So they, maybe for some, maybe long time back, maybe some kids were sick and they're playing outside, maybe they don't want their kids to send outside. What, I do not know the reason, but it has become so norm that when we go outside in the rain, outside in the water, we catch a cold. That is not right. But what happened, we have constantly thinking, saying, hearing about that, and we slowly entered with that thought, and that getting catching the cold has entered into subconscious mind. So what subconscious mind does is it will give you what it stored. Simple thing. So what happens? So when you go into the rain, what happens? You will catch a cold. Whereas in Amazon forest, when some places are like completely always raining, and completely always like dull weather, still people are there very happy, not having any cold or what. So this is also comes under, I mean, just I'm giving an example of a belief system, right? How it works. And emotions, same thing, right? When we see some person or some event, or maybe we were driving in the beginning and we had some unpleasant experience. What happens, we literally thought about so many times, oh, I should have not gone there, I should have not done that, I should have drove carefully. All those things thought will go into that emotions will go into your subconsciousness several times. And then what happens, whenever you wanted to drive, you are just kicked by that emotions of fear, emotions of, like not finding the, not finding the right believe on yourself, trusting yourself or whatnot. So it is again, it comes from the subconscious mind. And then habits, my dear friends. whatever habit we build. So that's why meditation, 21 days of journey, 40 days of meditation journey, why we have to do is we are creating a habit. Like every day when we practice, it becomes habit. Just like brushing our teeth, right? So when we started brushing our teeth in the when we were young, maybe we never enjoyed, or maybe we did not feel like to brush, but our parents said, okay, go brush your teeth, go brush your teeth, go brush your teeth. What happened in 30 40 days, without them telling, first in the morning we get up and do our brush. Why we have to do that? Why only in the morning? Why not in the afternoon? So it's a subconsciousness programming, my dear friends. And the values, right? This is right, this is not right, this is this religion, that is that religion, this kind of religion is good, this kind of politicians are good. All the belief systems, values, all the sanskaras are stored in subconscious mind. And protective reaction, if somebody says something, immediately you will jump in and try to protect yourself as if somebody is attacking you. So we are always living in this fight and flight mode. We are going to learn about this fight and flight mode, and how the meditation is helping in health, and all the reptile brain, and then what is limbic brain, all the things we are going to learn as we go further. But for now, so protective reactions are happening, and long term memories. So we see something and we are storing in our mind that it is there for a very long time, and imaginations, intuitions are all coming from there. So what happens is we must have access to this subconscious mind. So when do we have this access to subconscious mind? Is when we are sleeping, my dear friends. So of course, when we are awake, we are not fully aware of how we are feeling, what we are thinking, right? When I'm doing something, I do not know how I am doing that. How many of you had this experience? I had so many times, because I used to drive 40 miles a day one way to the office. Sometimes I used to lost in thinking, and when I park my car in front of the car, I used to worry so much. Oh my God, where I was, and I'm not at all aware of my driving, but still, who drove me there? How many of you had this experience? You can just thumbs up, or put any reaction. So these are all saved within. Yes, Trisha says yes. We had these experiences, but we do not know how we are getting all these things, right? So it is all saved in subconscious mind programming. So actually, it is good subconscious mind programming, but it is important what we are saving inside that bank, my dear friends. Our life is completely evolves with that bank. Okay, so what happens is, so whenever we are sleeping, we are going into the deep sleep state. That's where our beliefs are rectifying, our emotions are getting better, and habits are taking places, and then all those things. Whoever is sleeping well, and then they have enough rest, or meditate practicing meditation, they are completely balanced, because whenever they are bringing those kind of things outside in the awareness, right? Now they have control over their feelings, beliefs, control over their emotions, the belief pattern. Right now, I was not aware till I learned meditation that of course I was also in that same loop, that when I go into the rain, I catch a cold. I also grew up like that. But I questioned my belief after coming into meditation. What happened is, like, with the meditation, I started to become aware. So the moment the thought came, oh, it is raining, all of us, it is raining, oh, okay, I have to rush inside, or like if I get wet, I get cold. So the moment the thought comes, right, I'm thinking, no, my body is completely happy and healthy. In fact, my body loves rain. It is a gift from God, and I am going to enjoy so much in this rain. So I replaced the thought with, I replaced that I will catch a cold to the pleasure, to the excitement, to the healing, right? So like that, not one belief system, right? We have so many belief system. The other belief system is, after 50 years, 60 years, our body will not work properly. We are aging. Nobody is going to care us. Our body is going to ache. Our body is going to deteriorate. We get wrinkles, all those things. How those things are happening? Of course, we are constantly seeing outside the world. And whenever we are seeing the sensory also, it is taking inside, right? But also you are believing that. You are also believing that we are going to age, we are going to be not so active and all. But how many of I have seen so many people like 80s, 90s also, they're running, they're jogging, they're enjoying, no pains at all, no diseases at all. That is also happening. How come? Person is same, but why they are different versus the other person is what they stored in their subconscious mind program. It is very, very important, my dear friends. What we, of course, what we stored without awareness, it is okay, because we have not told, we have not given this education, and we are this far. But at least after knowing this, now we will come into that awareness. So knowing is also not used, right, when we are not aware. So what happens is, like when we are practicing meditation, we are observing our breath, right? Observing, and we are increasing that awareness. So whenever the belief system comes, when we are aware, now we are observing. Wait a minute, this belief is not going to serve me. Let me replace this belief. Wait a minute, this emotion, this person did something to me long time back, but this person is not that. Let me look this person in a fresh look. So the emotion is replaced, and the friendship is building. So why so many of us have family problems, or like or boss subordinate problems, or like problems, father and son, mother and daughter. All those things are happening because those are all saved within us, and whenever we see them, they are going to kick in, and then you behave the same what you have behaved on that first day. So it's important to understand that, my dear friends. So hope this is clear. Subconscious mind and conscious mind, and we will understand also how things are working. So just a second, let me change the screen to, okay. Now this is the fun part, my dear friends. So now let's get into the science a bit, like the sleep science or whatever science you call. So, brain waves, right? So, what are these brain waves? They are frequency, and we will understand more better in this way. So, as you can see from here, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, okay. So, as you can see, you will see couple of brain waves there, right? So, first one is high beta, alpha, theta, delta, gamma. Okay, so we will understand this a bit more, my dear friends. It's important to, you can take a note, and or like you can take a screenshot. You will understand this pattern better. So what happens is, these are all frequencies, right? Though they resonate with some frequencies, and these are all important. Okay, so we will understand bit by bit. Beta is generally we are in that normal walking state, thinking state, or peacefully working. That state is beta state, and alpha is where we are bit relaxed. We are bit calm, and light and like light and daydreaming. Daydreaming means like you know imagining, and some you're thinking, like creative thinking or positive thinking, whatever you say. So whereas theta comes, and theta is a deep relaxation state, and delta is deep sleep, unconscious, deep sleep, where our body gets healing, and gamma state is peak focus and insight. So let us understand how meditation essentially working with the brain waves, and how it is shifting the brain waves, my dear friends. Okay, so first let's understand, uh, if we are in beta mode, that is absolutely okay. But what is happening is, like we are not even beta, my dear friends. We are in high beta states. High beta state means like rushing constantly, pushing constantly, stress constantly, like as if something is going to happen, as if somebody is attacking us, as if something is um, pushing us from back to front. Then we are running in the life like without any reason, right? So during that time, what happens is, like our body generates heavy chemicals, my dear friends. So when we are generating so much of chemicals, then what happens, slowly, day by day, you are not even taking care of that, and slowly we invite diseases, and then at the end we collapse our body. Okay, so And let us understand what it does on the mind. So high beta is not good, beta is good. So beta is generally where we are doing things in a right way. Okay, so okay, even that fight and flight mode is also okay. So some work is there, you have to rush, there is a urgency, there is a deadline and all those things. But after we completing that deadline, are we coming back to the right state? That is important, my dear friends. No, we are not able to come to the right place, right mindset immediately. So that's where the issue is coming. And what happens in the mind? Constant internal chatter happens, like, oh, about either yourself or about others, about all those things, right? Remember, like the other day we talked about 60,000, 70,000 thoughts. So that is what it is happening, right? In every day we are grinding our mind like anything, my dear friends. We are jumping from one thought to other thought, and lot of chatter is happening inside, and so much of analytics are happening, and judgment, lot of judgment, either about ourselves or about others. So much planning, even for a small uh, task we are planning so much, because the why we are planning so much, because we are thinking so much, there is no clarity, and we are worrying. Okay, so and in this state, ego is fully activated and comparing. Okay, this is best, that is not best, I am best, the other person is not the best, or else the other way, I am not best, the other person is best. And defending, right? Every time we think, okay, people are attacking, okay, let me be in the defending mode. And or else we are identifying with something else, ourselves with something else, or something else with ourselves. And this conscious mind is always in that dominant force, my dear friends. And what is happening when we are in that state, right? It is very important to understand it. So if you are familiar with the science, sympathetic nerve system, that fight and flight mode is always on, always on. So this fight and flight mode we are going to learn in the future classes. So, and what happens when this mode is on? So much cortisol and adrenaline is flowing in our body, just like Ganga. Okay, this is not the chemicals we want to have in our body, but why we are releasing so much like stress related hormones. And what happens? Our muscles become tighten, and digestive, it is going to affect on digestive system. So our digestion system will become slow. I mean, it will work, but it will become slow. And you can see that heart rate is still elevated, and all those things, right? And also sometimes we don't feel like to we don't feel that we are breathing properly. How many of you had this all things? I mean, I had several times. What I can say is, and the next state comes is alpha state. It's alpha state, that high beta, beta, alpha. So in that alpha state, the mind chatter will be there, but in a bit little slow mode. Okay, so and then in this state, it is good state to be. Okay, a gentle, pleasant and present to moment awareness will be there. So generally, whoever practicing meditation, most people, they will stay in this state, not in high beta or beta. Sometimes they touch the beta, but most of the time they are, because we are aware, right? We are aware. We know how to control the situation. That's why we are aware and we are observing things. And then of course, in this, consciousness and subconscious minds are being communicated. Remember that we are aware, the belief pattern kicks in, then now we are watching, okay, this belief is not going to serve, okay, this emotion is not going to serve. So we are replacing with other thoughts and other feelings, right? We are going to learn that the neuroscience and the brain wiring, all those things, how it happens. And it is a flow state, my dear friends. Generally when we are peaceful, right, so we can play music better. You can say any musician, they go into the maybe green mountains or somewhere, they try to create music. And like that flow state, right? The thoughts are coming nicely, and your creativity is coming nicely, effortless, if effort is happening here. And what happens here? So when you are in this state, of course our body muscles are getting uh, relaxed. And if you observe, our jaws are not tight. Just observe your jaws now. See how tight our jaws are now. So when you realize that our jaw is not clenched, and breathing happens nicely and happily. So that's why whenever you do yoga or great walk in the nature and meditation, all these things will help being in this state. And of course, blood pressure is controlled, and nicely serotonin starts releasing, right? So what happens? You feel very, very good. That's why anybody practices these practices, my dear friends, they naturally feel good. They do not have any reason, they do not need any reason to be happy. They are already happy because what is happening? Like nothing, they are not going mad, or they are not crazy people. Best of best medicine they are generating within themselves, right? Serotonin. So that's why it is very important. And lot of intuitions and thoughts and great ideas and creative ideas comes here. So it is important to teach meditation to students, because so students have a lot of stress. I mean, of course, everybody has a lot of stress, but especially we have to teach meditation from the beginning so that they don't taste that high beta state. So when they are in that calm state, right, like alpha state, naturally they are doing good. Naturally, they are not taking any rash decisions. They are not getting addicted to alcohol. They are not getting addicted to smoking or bad habits, and not feeling to prove to the society and competition. Nothing is there. They're absolutely fine. They're happy and all. So it's important, my dear friends. And the next comes is theta. So that subconscious door, it is, my master says that when you touch that theta state, it is a door to the subconscious mind, and it is a gatekeeper. Almost completely, you are not aware. I mean, when we are sleeping, right, we are touching that theta state, so we are not aware. And sometimes um, I'm not, I mean, when I, after coming into meditation, when I'm sleeping on the bed, when I'm going into the deep sleep, I know I am sleeping. So it is really wonderful state. Even when I'm meditating, I know I'm meditating, but I am sleeping as well. So I know both states. So that means I am aware of not being there. So it's a beautiful state to experience, and you will experience here. And vivid imaginary and symbolic thinking and deep memories surfaces, and old wounds will get uh, healed here, my dear friends. So body is getting repaired, and mind is getting repaired, and belief systems, right, whatever things they don't serve, it is slowly getting fading away. So and it's very important. And this is where generally in the hypnotic methodology, they will take you to this type of state, like theta state, and they do hypnotize there. They replace the belief system, they replace the emotions, so that the patient gets healing quicker and faster. And this is happening every day in our sleep as well. So this is what happens. And what happens to our this happens to mind, but what happens to our body, right? So of course, very good growth hormones generate in this state, right? So and all the cellular repair happens here, my dear friends, and heart rate drops significantly, and our breath gets slower, like maybe four or maybe six pattern cycles you take the breath. So whereas it is double when you are aware. And the body enters a state almost like a sleep, like sleep and deep sleep. There is a different two different things. So sleep, but mind is still aware in this time. Mind is still aware what is happening here. We are not aware, but mind is aware. Okay. And also in this state, another advantage is going here is immune system, my dear friends. You don't get sick. You don't get sick if you reach to this state. And you are there is no inflammation problem also. you know all the inflammation and all the immunity system is going bad is all because of our stress and anxiety, right? And there comes the next one, delta. So delta state is an absolutely amazing state, my dear friends. And here, no thoughts, no sense of self. Sometimes you remember that meditation I told you, where we feel no sense at all. Sometimes we feel light, sometimes we feel hot. we don't feel our hands, we feel like whether these are all these states, right? So the deepest healing happens here. If you can be in this state for longer time, 2 hours or 3 hours, any type of disease can be healed, my dear friend. This is just going into that super specialty hospital where every treatment is possible. So that's why it's very important to touch this state. And also a very advanced spiritual experiences happens here. Maybe if you are not comfortable, please bear with me, because anything is possible. You might visit your past, you might visit your future, you might sense what is going to come, and you might have glances of your future and what is going to come, and you might have a message from your departed ones, or like you might have message from your favorite gods and favorite guru, or it will come into the text form. Or how many times we woke up from the night and seeing like, I have experienced this and all these things, and next day the problem is solved. How many times we have. So the deep profound spiritual experiences definitely happens here. And the next one is gamma, my dear friends. Gamma is having access to the universe. I can say this only one thing, one statement. You become one, and with universe. So if you read Bhagavad Gita or anything, right, you become one with God, or you become the God, or you feel everything is happening inside you, or you will feel that you are in everyone. So that kind of experience you will experience in this state, this peak performance state, right? So it is important to understand. And highest sensory perceptions, you are traveling, you are seeing things, you are experiencing all these things, my dear friends. So these are all happening every day. Okay, there is no doubt at all. These are all happening every day. But the question is, so is it happening with everyone? Okay, this is the natural cycle of gift from the cosmos. But is it happening to everyone? Is no, my dear friends. Because of the stress, because of the tension, we are not able to experience that. But when we have a calm state of mind, and when we if we can sleep, and we are experiencing all these things of things, and that's why we are getting healed. People are feeling calm, people are feeling very purposeful, and all these things are happening. So let me share, sorry, bear with me, last 2 minutes, my dear friends, and then we'll go into meditation, so that I can complete this subject. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so now I want to show you this picture, my dear friends. So this is where I really like the science. Okay, so what scientists are saying is that when you sit down in a meditation, to reach this, like even to come to theta, sometimes even 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep is not enough, my dear friends. Still we are not touching some of the brain waves. Sometimes we are staying at alpha, sometimes we are going at theta, like rarely going to delta, and gamma is forget about it. Okay, but in meditation, what is happening is, whenever you are sitting, and as we practicing, within 5 to 10 minutes we are able to reach to that alpha state, and 15 to 25 minutes we are touching the theta state, my dear friends. So after 30 minutes we are completely deep into that trance state, and all the magic is happening. And like the awareness is building so much, and then we are able to touch this. That's why it is very very important to practice meditation 30 to 40 minutes every day, at least to touch to the delta state, right? Theta and the delta state. So it's very important. And also scientists have proven that deep meditative state of 30 minutes is equivalent to 3 hours of deep sleep. So that's why the yogis, they do not have to sleep at all. So that's where the magic is happening, my dear friends. I know it is a subject, it's a long subject, but I'm so happy, and science is coming together to prove that how meditation is helping us. And it is important to understand, forget about meditation, right? It is important to understand what we do, where we go when we are sleeping, what kind of things are happening in our process. So it's important. So with this understanding, just imagine 30 minutes of meditation is equivalent to a beautiful 3 hours of sleep. So let us all practice meditation, my dear ones. So thank you. So, friends, close your eyes, sit comfortably, hands into hands, fingers into finger, gently close your eyes. I'll be playing beautiful music. We all go into meditation.